Hello everyone. So today we are going to do question cousins in a binary tree. Basically, what does a cousin really mean? So if we want to find a cousin in a binary tree, then there should be two conditions which need to meet. First, they should be at the same level. That is, 2 and 3 are at same level. Then 4 and 5 are at same level. But what makes a cousin and a sibling different from each other? Basically, 2 and 3 are siblings of each other because they are at same level. But what makes a cousin different is about their parents. That they both should have different parents. Here, 4 and 5 are having different parents. That is 2 and 3. So that's why 4 and 5 are siblings, and then out of siblings they are cousins. But here, 2 and 3 are only the siblings, not the cousins, because they are having common parent, that is one. So this is what a cousin actually means. Now finding a cousin in a binary tree, we have simply like we could check for a condition like a particular binary tree could be a complete binary tree, just like this, in which all the children are filled. So in this binary tree, we are having cousins as 4, 6, then 4 and 7 are cousins. 5 and 6 are cousins. 5 and 7 are cousins. But if we talk about 4 and 5, then they are not the cousins. And if we talk about 6 and 7, then they are not the cousins. Because 4 and 5 have a common parent, that is 2. 6 and 7 have a common parent, that is 3. So now, this was all about the concept of that what is cousin in a binary tree. So now, let's come up to the approach of coding. So before starting its coding, let's come up with how we will design its algorithm. Basically, what we need to find out a cousin. So things we need are that x and y should be at same level. This simply means that if we choose to do a level or a traversal rather than DFS, basically if we try to do this question with a level or a traversal, then it would be more convenient because it will be simply easy to find out if x and y simply exist at a particular level or not. It will be much easier. If we do a DFS approach in this question, then it will be going to deeper and deeper, not just level by level, but going into deeper and deeper, and that doesn't make much sense. So that's why it's better to use level order traversal in this particular approach. And next thing which we need to check is that if x and y which are found, they should have different parents. So these are the two things which we need to check. If these two things are not fulfilled, then we have not found our cousins, and if these two things are fulfilled, then we are having the cousins. The algorithm will be simply like what we need to do step by step in this would be first we will be finding that if our current node is it x or y or not, then we will check that if our current node Means if current node act as a parent, right? So we will check that if it's left and right, do they exist? First we need to check this. If it's left and right exist, then what we need to check is that does left is x or y or right is x or y. Then at this moment only, because it is having a common parent, so at this moment we'll simply return as false and we won't proceed in this particular tree traversal. And when at this moment it will be returned as false, then we simply need to get out of this particular loop. Basically, we would be doing it in a loop because we need to do it as per the basic level order traversal only. And next thing, uh, if this condition doesn't comes up as true, so what we need to do next is we simply need to push left and right to the queue so that next time when this next level comes, then we could simply process these nodes which will be in queue when we are going for the next level. Now when all the nodes will be processed, or even we also need to maintain a variable x found and y found. Basically, whenever either of x is found, then we'll mark it as true. If y is found, then we'll mark it as true. So that's why we need to maintain these. And because of intersection of these two conditions only, we need to return final answer at the end. That is if x found and y found both are true, then we need to return true. If x found or y found is there, then we need to return false. So this is how our whole algorithm will be designed, and by this, without using any extra space, we could do this whole coding. Another thing is only extra space which will be used is for the queue. This is one of the mandatory thing because we are doing DFS. But besides that queue, we are not using any other extra space for storing parent or storing pairs or something like that. So now let's come to this coding part. Now, as I had mentioned earlier, that we are going to do level order traversal. So is simply what I have done here. If there is no root, then we will simply return it as true. That if the tree is not there, then surely we need to return true that we can't find any other thing. So no tree is itself an answer that alright, we are having cousins. Next thing comes is our queue, and as earlier condition was not met that if root is not there, so we need to return true. So as that condition was not met, so definitely now we are having the queue. So that's why we are pushing our root into the queue so that we could process as further roots. Means roots which will be there at the next level. But rather than saying root for every level, we prefer to say at every level as node as nodes only. We'll push the parent root here so that we could initialize a queue. Next, we are maintaining a flag here. Why we are maintaining a flag variable? It's just because so that we can return answer at the end. Basically, for this, And next thing is, now we are doing simply DFS part only, that while queue is not empty. So what we'll be doing is that at every moment when our loop runs, then our xFound and yFound variable will be reinitialized to false. And why we are reinitializing it to false every time? Because we need to check for new basically new nodes at the new levels. If at previous levels we had found x, right, and in the next level we found y. So at the end it will simply return this x found and y found, and flag will return true. But we don't need such a condition, or it could also return this condition only, because this will run as the loop as one level ends. So it will return false at much earlier level only, and we don't want that case. So that's why we are reinitializing our x found and y found at every step. Next comes the part of level size. So we are maintaining queue size at iterate, every iteration of this while loop. So that's why it will be reinitialized at every level, because at every level we would be having different size of our queue. Next comes the part of the for loop, that now we need to traverse our whole queue and check for that particular level and check for all the nodes which are present in that queue. So now first we'll check for the first node. So we have written like this and simply pop out it from the queue, so that at every popping out our queue becomes empty and empty. Now we'll take that if our current node's value is equal to x, then we'll simply mark as x count. If current value is equal to y, then we'll simply mark it as y found equals to true. This is for checking that this particular level having any of the node as x or y. That's the thing. Now comes the part of our present node, that is our current node. If it acts as a parent only, then first we need to check that if its left and right do they really exist. If they really exist, then what we need to do is we need to check for its left child's value. If it is equal to x, and its right side value if it is equal to y, or the case is opposite, and its left child acts as y and right child acts as x, then we need to return false, because now they are like siblings to each other, because they have a common parent. So we need to return false at this moment only. So now this won't be processed, and this also won't be pushed into the queue if it returns false at this moment only. Now if this particular condition was not satisfied, then it will simply push that left into the queue and right into the queue. Now after processing this whole level until the left level size, what it will be doing is it will check that if x found or y found was there, means if either one of was there, then it will set as flag equals to false. If both of them were found, then it will set flag equals to true, and it will simply again move to the starting of the while loop until our queue becomes empty. When our queue will be empty, if there is no updation in this x found and y found, then whatever was stored at the previous state of the flag, that will be simply returned here only. So this is how this code will work. So that was it for this. Thank you.